Focus on one thing at a time. We all believe that multitasking is a skill or it's an amazing thing, but I believe that multitasking is a wastage of time, or it's a big time waster as well as a stress creator. So there's a student who joined my classes last week. So he has already given GMAT, and we started with reading comprehension. So it's been almost, I think, now 10 days, and we are just on this reading comprehension. And when we started, we thought, okay, in probably 3-4 days, we'll be able to get to the basics of RCs, and by next maybe 10-15 days, we'll get better with RCs. But even after 10 days, the student is able to reach to an average level, means he's getting around 60-70% accuracy. So today, while taking his class, he just told me that he was talking to one of the admission consultants, and the admission consultant wants him to take the GMAT in next 1 month. So he asked me, when can I take the GMAT? So I told him that we thought that it's going to take 3-4 days to prepare for reading comprehension. It's been 10 days and still we are at average. We have not reached 80-90% accuracy consistently. So on what basis he's thinking that he will be able to prepare for GMAT after a month? Now always remember, whenever you're doing anything uncertain, see, uncertain is like preparing for GMAT is uncertainty, because everybody is at different level. We all are not at the same level. Some are good with quant, some are good with verbal, some have high anxiety level, some are fine. So we all have different state of mind and different background, different knowledge. So when we prepare for an exam, okay, or any aptitude exam, so there is a high level of uncertainty. Now when there is an uncertainty, you cannot put a time pressure over there or a time constraint. You cannot say, oh, I can do this in 2 days. Because when you start doing something new, there will be a lot of new things where you will fail. So there will be a lot of self-doubt. So you thought, okay, I'll be highly disciplined, but you may not be disciplined initially. Because you thought, okay, I'll study for 5 hours, but you are able to study for only 2 hours. And in those 2 hours also, you're just struggling way to focus. So when there is so much uncertainty, never work under time pressure. So if you're applying to any of the B schools, okay, so there'll be 2 things. One is the GMAT, second is application. So first step is focus only on GMAT, because probably in last few years when since I have been teaching, every students have this kind of, okay, I want to give the GMAT this much, this is the time period I have, and I want to give or apply to the B school by this particular date. And probably I say less than 1% people have been able to achieve their deadlines. Most of them, probably 99%, have failed to achieve their deadlines, not because they are not able to give the GMAT. They fail to get the target score. Because I want to give the GMAT, but if you are getting 600, you're not going anywhere. But if you just focus on GMAT and you focus on getting the target score, let's say it's 720. So till you're not getting 720, you are not thinking about the application. You're not thinking, okay, I have to go this year or you go next year. Because you look at, getting into a B school will save you 10 to 15 years of your life. So for those 10 to 15 years, even if you have to invest 1 year, I think it's worth it. Because, we normally get to your first job, you went for some graduation for 3 years or 4 years just to get into that job, which you could have done, without the graduation, but you still did the graduation. Similarly, if you're, saving 15 years, it's worth it to focus on one thing at a time. And when you're focusing on one thing at a time and you don't have time pressure, trust me, you can go deep. Go deep in the sense that you can take one topic at a time. Let's say you're working on verbal, you take reading comprehension. You can invest an entire month on reading comprehension. You can get, all the strategies, all the things required to get to 90% accuracy consistently. Once your RC is sorted, then you can go to CR. But for CR, it will take less time, because for RC, you have seen that what works, what doesn't work, which study material to study, which I need to avoid. So once you get into that kind of mindset, okay, I'm going deep, I'm taking one thing at a time, and I'm not focusing on 2 different things, which are uncertain, because, when you work on the application is a very important part of your admission. So you just can't be casual there. You have to invest a lot of time. So when you're preparing for GMAT and applying to B schools, take GMAT first. Once you get the target score, then go to the application. In case if you want to get into the B school, But if you're just looking at two things and you're working under anxiety, no, I have to get done this year, probably you will fail. Try this out of focusing on one thing at a time. Thank you.